So, my ex-girlfriend Hitomi has made a recent day of eating video, and unfortunately, she removed me as the main meat substitute in her diet, so she has crawled back into her vegan haze. And yeah, normally I would try to reach out to her personally, help her out, but I mean, she changed her number, she blocked me on Instagram, so I don't exactly have a direct line of communication. But hey, Hitomi, if you'd like to work out together or maybe go out for some vegan sushi or some actual sushi because we know that's what you're doing. Hey, feel free to reach out. I'm all ears. Hey, I see why people go vegan. I get it. Dancing with half-naked girls? I'm down.
Bye.
Powder for breakfast. This is a new one. No blender, surprisingly. We got the plant-based slop, though. So first she scraped some aluminum into the batter, and now she's extracting the carcinogens from the nonstick pan. I mean, not that there's already enough carcinogens in her vegan diet. Omega-6 yogurt.
And those are my super simple protein pancakes. These taste really good with chopped bananas inside. And today I just layered them with some probiotic vegan yogurt.
More sugar to make it palatable.
Cinnamon and maple syrup on top. So they're, a little bit healthy, but they still have all the gluttony and sweetness of normal pancakes.
A little bit healthy.
Just with a little bit of added protein.
It's pure energy. It's like 700 grams of carbs for breakfast.
So these are great fuel for the day.
That's what it is, fuel. Pure energy.
Pancakes,
no
there's
nutrition.
Protein, there's fiber, there's healthy fats, there's antioxidants, and there's even probiotics because of the yogurt that I used.
Never mind, I'm convinced.
And there's turmeric. I do really love this protein powder that I used. I was going to make these for Elena because one of my favorite things to do lately is to cook for friends and to give them just full, real nourishment into their tummies.
She never cooks for me.
And to share meals together. I just think that's really fun. But I would have had to bring all the ingredients to her apartment. And
you need to hire an army of people to carry all those vegan ingredients.
I usually take my vitamins right after breakfast because, like most people, I want to do the right thing to keep my body healthy in the long run. But it
As
can
if
be hard
one
to get
little
all the
pill
essential nutrients
is going to make up for a vegan
on a daily
diet
basis. So I've been taking these Ritual vitamins, and they're just 2 easy to take capsules that provide 9 nutrients.
Okay, maybe if she
to
sucked on it a little bit, I'd
foundation.
believe her.
So this video is sponsored by Ritual. Shout out to them. I actually started taking them quite a bit ago. They have everything from omegas to D3. They have a minty smell, and they actually help to make your breath smell good after you taste them. Unlike
well, you definitely need that on a vegan diet. Maybe they'll sell some perfume with it to mask your farts.
I appreciate so deeply because I have a very sensitive stomach. But these are certified vegan, sugar-free, gluten-free, GMO-free, and allergen-free, which is amazing. They just come straight from the supplier to your door for
Picked by
$1 a day
slaves.
with no strings attached. You can cancel your membership at any time. Better health doesn't happen overnight, so Ritual is offering you 10% off your first 3 months. You can go to the first link in my description box or use the code HITOMI at checkout and just put your mind a little bit more at ease and see how your body
Maybe
feels
that's why she
after
broke up with me.
taking
I never
these
said
a
her
little
name
bit.
right.
I definitely feel more balanced and more at a stable equilibrium. For dinner, I just threw together a tabbouleh of sorts. So I started off with some bulgur
Pancakes
wheat,
for breakfast,
which cooks similarly
vitamins
to
for
rice.
lunch.
It's just 1 part of the wheat, 1 part water. Once it boils, you just cover it and let it simmer for about 15 minutes. And I chopped up some pepper and I rinsed and dried some chickpeas.
It's like
I mixed them together.
a
and laid them
vegan
out on
diet
a
is
piece of
literally
parchment
a
paper
slave
and just
grain
sprinkled
diet,
this
but because they add a few
harissa
vegetables and fruits in there, it's not a
powder
slave
mix
diet
on them,
anymore.
which was just a little bit of spice and some garlic and onion powder and just a
Put
little
some
bit of
cinnamon
olive oil.
in your
I
porridge.
just fully coated them and mixed them all together, and then I added these red pepper halves just because I wanted to be extra and serve the tabbouleh in the pepper half. And I put those on the top shelf to cook, and while that was baking, along with the bulgur, I just chopped up some cucumbers and tomatoes and scallions.
Gotta get in
and
those
I added
herbicides,
some more
pesticides,
seasoning to that,
glyphosate.
and then threw the
Need a little
chickpeas
bit
and
extra.
peppers on top, mixing in the cucumbers and the tomato and the scallions as well. And this was the final meal. I had so much left over, which was really good in salads for the next few days, but I just stuffed them in the peppers and I added some dill and lemon on top. I also think this would be amazing with some vegan cheese, but I put some vegan yogurt on one of them, and that was what I had for lunch. And a little bit later, I headed into the city to have dinner with friends.
Maybe she's confused. She said that was dinner, didn't she?
Maya and Claudia, and we just steamed up some rainbow kale, some mushrooms, and I
Three
brought
stinky
over
girls
some
in an
buffalo
apartment in New York
cauliflower,
City. Ooh.
and we just made whatever we had.
I'm down
including
for this
I
sleepover.
think Trader Joe's pasta.
I'll put a
which was
clothespin
really
on my
good.
nose.
Pretty sure it was gluten-free, and then we just had that with some tahini sauce.
But this
salt
is a
and pepper,
slave grain
and
diet.
It was really simple and delicious.
Wheat for
and
breakfast,
just sweet. I
wheat
love
for lunch,
being around other
wheat for
beautiful
dinner.
humans, and
Literally
we watched
convinced
a
to
movie
follow
on
a slave
Netflix,
diet.
and that was everything that I ate in the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is just one example of what I eat in a day, and not something that you should necessarily model your
modern
life or your
vegan
diet
slave.
around, because the amount of food that I eat and the meals that I eat changes so frequently, and I just like to make these videos as meal inspo. And honestly, some days I eat like 2 meals a day and that's all I need. Other days I eat like 5 meals a day and I'm still a little bit hungry and I snack even more. And I think that it kind of corresponds with the hormonal changes that happen throughout the month. As someone with a yoni and a menstrual cycle, I feel like that affects eating a lot. And yeah, it's just a really touchy subject, and I think for so much of my life I just kind of thought that I was going to like figure out what my body needed and
It's a touchy
figure out
subject.
my relationship with food and just have it be complete and over and like fully know everything that I needed to know about my eating habits and stuff like that. But the more wise I become, I just realized that food and mental health and like spirituality, all these different kind of
You mean
like,
more
worlds
brainwashed you
are
become.
things that we're always going to have relationships with, and they're never just going to be fully resolved. We're never going to get to a point where like, oh, we don't ever have to feel sadness again, or like we'll never binge eat again. I mean, at least not for me. This is like my perspective. We're always going to have relationships to food, and they're going to shift as our body shifts and as our outer worlds shift. And I think that
here we go.
knowing that little simple truth has helped me so much to not have any attachment or any expectation to where I'm supposed to be at in my journey, in my relationships to food, or in my spiritual journey, or in my mental health journey. You know, all of it is just like I want to wake up every single day and be absolutely present with where I'm at, you know? The steps
Present
that I'm
with
taking
where
in
I'm
this
at.
moment to feel better.
I guess I
in
can
this
relate 'cause
life
I'm
and be able
completely
to
lost
give
too.
more love to the people around me. And so I definitely still struggle with my relationship to food at times, but it just comes in waves, and I try to be really present with it if I binge eat or if I find myself restricting, which are the two
We know you ate
extremes
the steak,
that I
you
feel
told
like
me.
I've always struggled with for so much
Where'd
of
you
my
get the
life, and I
sushi?
know a lot of people struggle with. And if I do binge eat,
Show
which
us
happens
on the
maybe
doll
once a month,
where you touch
or
the
every few
salmon.
months, or maybe it happens 3 times in a month. But it's been pretty sporadic, which I'm really grateful for. But when it does happen, instead of allowing myself to rest in guilt or shame, I call one of my friends like immediately, and I'll tell them like, yeah, I just binge ate. I don't know why that happened, but I
'Cause you're
think
craving
this and
sushi.
this is happening,
You need
and
that
I'm just trying
sweet
to like deal with my stress,
cholesterol,
and I really
the
just talk it out with my
DHA,
friends in the
that
moment.
juicy steak
And
full
I
of
realized that so
iron.
many of my friends struggle with the exact same thing, and talking so openly about it is not only helpful for me, but
Because
it's
you're
helpful
vegan
for them as well.
and you're
And it can
starving
feel very
yourself.
isolating and shameful, but knowing that what you're feeling and how you respond to those feelings is valid changes everything.
You
Like,
feel hungry
it gives
for
you the
meat.
space to look at the situation differently. And I just want to remind everyone that the way that you cope with your stress and with your sadness does not make you a bad person, and is completely valid and can just be looked at objectively.
So,
And
yeah,
maybe
I
you
mean,
can
she's
devise
saying
a
that if
plan
you
for
eat
how
meat once
to
in a while,
cope
it
with
doesn't
these
make you a
feelings
bad
differently
person.
in the future, or after you binge eat, how to just nurture yourself back to a loving frequency quicker, so that you don't
She
continue
is definitely
spiraling into
projecting
binge
about
eating
cheating on a
or
vegan
negative
diet.
self-talk. Talk to someone, let people know, like, oh, it feels really good just to not feel like you're carrying this weight on your own, and know that you have people around you that support you and that want to help you through this part of your journey. Not to get too deep, but you know, I like to talk about real stuff. I don't want to just talk about surface level things. Like, I want to talk about matters of the heart. And yeah, food is something that I will always have an interesting, ever-changing relationship with. And the biggest thing that has helped me is just being present through all the shifts in my body and my cravings in my diet. And I love eating plants. I love eating veggies. And like I said, I think I mentioned this like 3 times in this video, cooking with friends is such a beautiful ritual, and it just makes the experience so much more meditative. You have to eat anyway.
Ritual.
It's cheaper than going out. You have more quality time. You get to like use your creativity in the kitchen. So cook with your home girls, your homies. Yeah. Anyways,
Do you need to bring an
I hope that you
oxygen
can
tank?
take some deep
Can you
breaths into
breathe
your belly after this
with
video,
all those
and I will do the
smelly
same. Thank you
vegan
so much. I cherish you. I hope to
excrements?
see you in a video soon.
If you tried to script out a more slave-like modern vegan diet, you couldn't make it better than this. She's literally eating grain-based slop for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Pancakes made from wheat. Her lunch is made from wheat, and her dinner is made from wheat. Like 70 to 90% of the calories in her diet are coming from actual grain. This is what slaves would have eaten, in whatever time in the past. Except those slaves knew they were slaves, and they weren't convinced that their slave diet was so great and trying to get everyone else to follow it. I gotta say, these corporate people, the elites, the people in power, are literal. I don't know if they're geniuses, they're evil, they're conniving. They sure have made it so that we think we're doing good, we're happy, we're perfect with our enslavement. The diet has little to no nutrition. It's mostly caloric energy. Maybe whatever's in that multivitamin is preventing her brain from rotting away completely. And just how she composes herself. The words that are coming out of her mouth, it's literally like she's saying nothing. Like, they don't mean anything. They don't come to any sort of conclusion. Hitomi, if you'd like to go get some sushi on, one of the 3 times you cheat throughout the month, feel free to let me know. I'm an open-minded boy. I'm sure we can have some fun. Hey, maybe we can cook some vegan food together. So thank you guys for joining me. If you could please like the video, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Of course, guys, please share the video if you can. If you guys want to support me further, you can check out Frankie's Free Range Meat for high-quality animal foods. You can go to Frankie's Naturals for minimal ingredients, minimally processed hygiene and cosmetic products. And you guys can check out frank-stefano.com for one-on-one health consultations. Thanks again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night.